is the North End. This is the North End.
Hey guys, JP California here, and I'm just reaching out to you guys for our 5 things we learned about Aston Villa today from the North End podcast or North End YouTube channel. So before we get started, if you guys like this, make sure you guys like and subscribe, shoot me some comments. I am getting a lot of feedback, some people who agree with me and some people who don't agree with me, and that's totally fine. So please, continue. That's what we're looking for here at the North End. Anyways, here's our 5 things for Aston Villa on Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. Villa versus Leicester at Leicester. It was a 0-0 draw. And honestly, the game was pretty boring, but we learned quite a bit. First things first, defensive focus. Villa seemed really defensive focused this time. We let in 4 goals last game. So it's no surprise that after 2 weeks off, it seemed like Villa had a really, really strong push to keep a clean sheet today, and they did just that. Ashley Young, Konza, Mings, Cash, Douglas Luiz, who sat a little bit deeper today. They really put in a shift to make sure that Villa continue to hold that clean sheet. And that's what we need. That's 4 losses before this one. So keeping a clean sheet, at Leicester, away from home, against a good team, that's not easy. So I definitely think putting a defensive first mentality really helped Villa. I hope we can see this defensive mentality through the rest of the season so we can definitely get a few more points picked up along the way. Number 2, better corners and set plays. Villa were just much better at protecting against corners and set plays, and we were better at attacking them too. Mings was absolutely an animal. It didn't matter if he was defending a corner, defending a set piece, or attacking them. He must have been involved in 75% of all set plays or corners in the whole game. He was everywhere. He was winning them, he was defending them, he was winning them away. I thought, bar a small slip-up in the very first 20 minutes, Mings had an outstanding game. Konza wasn't no shrug either. He didn't mess up a header like he did last week. Cash was winning it away. We were just, defensively sound, and our corners and set plays, which had given us a little bit of problems in the last few games, looked better. We almost scored from one. Potentially should have had a PK when Mings was brought down against Leicester in the second half. But it was just better. The corner and set piece display was just better. And that's what Villa need to nick a goal for one of these 0-0 games to put us over and get us a win. Number 3. And this one I think will probably be my longest one of today. And that is, what is Stevie G playing for? In his post-match comments, Steven Gerrard said he's playing to win all of the rest of the games. But is he? And that's a big question. With 6 games left on the season, you really got to wonder, is this an opportunity to bet in some youngsters to get them time? Is this the opportunity to let players play through poor patches or to get the fitness in? Or do we need the wins? And if he decides on that, he needs to let the fans know. We're going for wins no matter what. Well, in that case, I expect the strongest lineup you have, and this one, I don't think was it. If you're going to try and see if certain players can make the jump for next year, tell us. That way we understand why players like Bailey and Konza are still playing. Because to me, and many others, Konza did not deserve a starting spot this game. Now, he did play well, but he gave up 3 goals last game. So, are we keeping Konza in because we expect him to be here and starting next year? Or do you not trust Chambers? Or what is it? So I really would like Villa to decide what are the rest of these games worth to them. And this game didn't really tell us because he still started Konza and he started Bailey. Ramsey wasn't playing well. He still played pretty much the whole match. Douglas Luiz, who I felt had a decent first half, got yanked. By the way, Douglas Luiz's corners were much better this game. So what is that worth? Which brings me to my next policy. You play if you're better. If you've had great games. And I think having a policy like this at the club would be huge. For me, Cash played well. Oli Watkins played well. McGinn's had a really good second half. Mings has played well. I thought Ashley Young played okay. So those players I expect to start the next games. But when players don't play well, why are they still starting? And it's starting to become a kind of a team selection dilemma. Does he not trust the guys on the bench? I don't know. But I do know there's 3 more games. And that brings us up to the next and last final piece. 3 huge games. Now, there's more than 3 games left. But for me, there's 3 games that matter. Norwich, Burnley at home, and Burnley away. Those are 3 wins in my eyes. Those should be 3 wins. 9 points are needed. We've gotten 1 point out of 15 in the last 5 matches. That simply just isn't good enough. You got players like this new Tim Irabono. Let me see. Irabunum. I don't know how to say his last name. 18, 19-year-old kid came on in about the 70th minute and played really well. There's players like him that need a shot. All right? And so it would be really interesting to see us go for wins and put out strong teams and see some of these youngsters get a shot. So hopefully those 3 games are 3 wins that we can see on the board in our last 6 or 7 games, because we need it. So 3 major games. So to wrap it up, we got defensive stability. We got better from corners. We got what is the rest of the season worth, and a new dropped policy. If you suck, you don't deserve to play. 5, 3 big matches coming up. This is JP California from the North End YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Send us comments. Get after us. Have a great day.
This is the North End.